Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashoda Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Shtottara Sata Sri Srimad. His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki Prabhupada Anuga ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Nittai Gaura Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10, Answers by citing the Lord's version. Mm. Text 37, Canto 2, Chapter 9. Etanme matam samatishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimuhyati karihichit. Please repeat. Canto 2, Chapter 9, Text 37. Etan matam samastishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimukhyati karihichit. Etan matam samatishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimukhyati karihichit. Etan matam samatishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimukhyati karihichit. Etad, this, matam, the conclusion, samatishta, remain fixed, paramena, by the Supreme, samadhina, concentration of the mind, bhavan, yourself, kalpa, intermediate devastation, vikalpeshu, in the final devastation, na vimuhyati, will never bewilder, karihichit, anything like complacence. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. O Brahma, just follow this conclusion by fixed concentration of mind, and no pride will disturb you, neither in the partial nor in the final devastation. Purport. As in the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna has summarized the whole text in 4 verses, namely Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha, etc. So the complete Srimad Bhagavatam has also been summarized in 4 verses as Aham Evasam Evagre, etc. Thus the secret purpose of the most important Bhagavatite conclusion has been explained by the original speaker of the Srimad Bhagavatam, who was also the original speaker of the Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. There are many grammarians and non-devotee material wranglers who have tried to present false interpretations of these 4 verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, but the Lord Himself advised Brahmaji not to be deviated from the fixed conclusion the Lord had taught him. The Lord was the teacher of the nucleus of Srimad Bhagavatam in 4 verses, and Brahma was the receiver of the knowledge. Misinterpretation of the word aham by the word jugglery of the impersonalist should not disturb the mind of the strict followers of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the text of the personality of Godhead and his unalloyed devotees, who are also known as the Bhagavatas. And any outsider should have no access to this confidential literature of devotional service. But unfortunately, the impersonalist, who has no relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sometimes tries to interpret Srimad Bhagavatam by his poor fund of knowledge in grammar and dry speculation. Therefore, the Lord warns Brahma, and through Brahma, all future devotees of the Lord in the disciplic succession of Brahma, that one should never be misled by the conclusion of the so-called grammarians or by other men with a poor fund of knowledge, but must always fix the mind properly via the parampara system. No one should try to give a new interpretation by dint of mundane knowledge. And the first step, therefore, in pursuance of the system of knowledge received by Brahma is to approach a bona fide guru who is the representative of the Lord following the parampara system. No one should try to squeeze out his own meaning by imperfect, mundane knowledge. The guru or the bona fide spiritual master is competent to teach the disciple in the right path with reference to the context of all authentic Vedic literature. He does not attempt to juggle words to bewilder the student. The bona fide spiritual master, by his personal activities, teaches the disciple the principles of devotional service. Without personal service, one would go on speculating like the impersonalists and dry speculators life after life and would be unable to reach the final conclusion. By following the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master in conjunction with the principles of revealed scriptures, the student will rise to the plane of complete knowledge, which will be exhibited by development of detachment from the world of sense gratification. The mundane wranglers are surprised that one can detach himself from the world of sense gratification, and thus any attempt to be fixed in God realization appears to them to be mysticism. This detachment from the sensory world is called the Brahma Bhuta stage of realization, the preliminary stage of transcendental devotional life, Para Bhakti. The Brahma Bhuta stage of life is also known as the Atma Rama stage, in which one is fully self-satisfied and does not hanker for the world of sense enjoyment. This stage of full satisfaction is the proper situation for understanding the transcendental knowledge of the personality of Godhead. The Srimad Bhagavatam affirms this. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Thus, in the completely satisfied stage of life exhibited by full detachment from the world of sense enjoyment, as a result of performing devotional service, one can understand the science of God in the liberated stage. In the stage of full satisfaction and detachment from the sensory world, one can know the mystery of the science of God with all its confidential intricacies, and not by grammar or academic qualification. Because Brahma qualified himself for such reception, the Lord was pleased to disclose the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. This direct instruction by the Lord to any devotee who is detached from the world of sense gratification is possible. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Unto the devotees who are constantly engaged in the Lord's transcendental loving service, Priti Purvakam, the Lord, out of his causeless mercy upon the devotee, gives direct instructions so that the devotee may take accurate progress on the path returning home back to Godhead. One should not, therefore, try to understand these 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam by mental speculation, rather by direct perception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One is able to know all about his abode Vaikuntha as well seen and experienced by Brahmaji. Such Vaikuntha realization is possible by any devotee of the Lord situated in the transcendental position as a result of devotional service. In the Gopala Tapani Upanishad, Shruti, it is said, Gopavesho me Purushaha Purustat Avir Babhuva. The Lord appeared before Brahma as a cowboy. That is, as the original personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna Govinda, who was later described by Brahmaji in his Brahma Samhita 5.29. Chintamani prakara sadmashu kalpa vriksha lakshavriteshu surabhir abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra satasambhrama sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahmaji desires to worship the original personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna, who resides in the topmost Vaikuntha planet known as Goloka Vrindavana, where he is in the habit of keeping Surabhi cows as a cowboy, and where he is served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune, the gopis, with love and respect. Therefore, Lord Sri Krishna is the original form of the Supreme Lord, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This is also clear from this instruction. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, and not directly Narayana or the Purusha avatars, which are subsequent manifestations. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam means consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam is a sound representation of the Lord as much as the Bhagavad Gita is. Thus, the conclusion is that Srimad Bhagavatam is a science of the Lord in which the Lord and his abode are perfectly realized. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminita Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. After speaking the four verses, famous verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chatushloki Bhagavat, the Lord is advising Brahma, you simply follow this conclusion by fixed concentration of the mind, and no pride will disturb you. This is a very important thing. Out of all the instruction, he is being told, don't worry, you will not become proud. Pride is the greatest fear for a devotee if he is interested in pure devotional service. It is the greatest impediment in Krishna consciousness, especially when one is doing and entrusted with a large, huge responsibility in devotional service. One can very easily become proud. Pride is very natural to the conditioned soul. In fact, it is pride that runs the material life, false ego, ahankara. So, he is saying to Brahma, if you carefully understand these four verses, keep your mind fixed. This is the original Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Mukhyanti Yatsuraya. First, Krishna spoke the Bhagavatam to Brahma. Then you will see in this conversation, Narada and Vyasa, Brahma expanded that further and spoke to Narada. Then Narada went and expanded that further and spoke to Vyasa. Then Vyasa expanded it and put it 18,000 verses, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is how the Bhagavatam is born. Originally it is spoken by Krishna himself. That's why Prabhupada makes a point here. Who spoke the Bhagavatam originally? Krishna. Just like he spoke the Bhagavad Gita. But Shukadeva Goswami is credited with being the real speaker because it is expanded and expanded and expanded. After Vyasadeva spoke to Shukadeva Goswami, he further expanded it with Rasa, Rasika Grantha, Sukha Mukhat Amrita Drava Samyutam, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. And to hear that, what Shukadeva Goswami spoke, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, Parashara Muni, everybody was sitting. Because Bhagavatam can be heard from anybody, junior, senior, anybody. It is absolute truth. So, that original Bhagavatam spoken to Brahma, originally, before the secondary creation, and Brahma is being instructed, if you fix your mind on these instructions, right, then you will not get proud. It's very important to know. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki. Fixing your mind on the instructions of Krishna. And they are very simple instructions, but they are very solid, foundational and very deep. Ahameva sameva agre starts with, I am the only existential truth. Beginning, end, middle, everything. Whatever you see in this world not connected to me is illusion. Right? And all the living entities in this world are my part and parcels. This material world is my energy, created out of my energy. It will wind up and come back into me. In this way, he gives clear instructions about reality of this world, how it is functioning, who is making it function, what is the material realm, how you must relate with it, what is your real business in this life. Everything is very nicely told by Krishna to Brahma. Same thing Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. Same thing is spoken in Bhagavad Gita also. So, remaining fixed in the instruction given by Krishna means not interpreting it, not adding any extra thing to it, not speculating on it, but presenting it as it is. Presenting it as it is. Then you will not become proud. You become proud when you try to add some masala to it and you try to present it in a different way. The original purpose is lost. That is being pointed out here. Brahma is asking for this information. Krishna is speaking this information. Then he is saying, remain fixed in this and you will not get proud. And then neither during partial or in the final devastation, that is kalpa vikalpeshu, both things which you do, you will not get bewildered. Right? Kalpa means one day of Brahma. In one day of Brahma, he starts creation in the morning. 1,000 times he does creation, destruction, like that. That is called Kalpa. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vidojana. In the Bhagavad Gita also it's explained. That is called the Kalpa. One day. Vikalpa means one lifetime of Brahma. After one lifetime of Brahma, everything is wound up. One lifetime of Brahma is equal to one breath of Mahavishnu. Yasyaikanis swashita kalam athalambhya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. Swashita kalam. One inhalation and exhalation of Mahavishnu, Karnarnavashayi Vishnu, is equal to one lifetime of Brahma. That is called Vikalpeshu. One life of Brahma. Winding up. Then there is Mahakalpa. Mahakalpa is the manifestation of Mahatattva, Mahavishnu, everything together. The larger one. Kalpa, Vikalpa, Mahakalpa. It's explained in this canto somewhere else also. Three types of creation. Kalpa means within the 1 day time of Brahma, he is creating. 1,000 times it happens. Satya Treta Dwapara Kali, Satya Treta Dwapara Kali, like that 1,000 times. Morning to night, how busy Brahma must be. Morning to night, 1,000 times it occurs for him. Then he goes to sleep. That time there is dormancy. Everybody sleeps, including the living entities. Then he gets up and again starts. Satya Treta Dwapara Kali. And all the living entities get their bodies, they enjoy, and then there is Pralaya. Then again creation, then they enjoy, and then there is Pralaya. Like that 1,000 times from morning to night he does. He's not telling that in bore ediki the kalambra in the night over 1,000 times I'm doing. He never said that. He simply does it. It is his duty to do it. So many living entities are waiting, are, completely dependent on him for their material life, for their spiritual progress, for everything. That facility he is handling. Repeatedly they'll come. Bhutva bhutva praliyate ratrim agate avashappartha prabhavati aharagame. Krishna is describing Bhagavad Gita. Again and again they are created, and again and again they are destroyed. Again and they are created, again and destroyed. So, what an expansive service he has got. Within this time, for you to remain always surrendered, humble, understanding and remembering I'm a part and parcel of Krishna is a difficult job. It's very difficult to remember always and be in the consciousness of who you are and remain connected with Krishna. So, he's telling, if you remember these instructions of mine, you will not forget. You will remain without pride. Pride means forgetfulness of who you are. When you remember Krishna and remember who you are, you will become humble. When you forget Krishna, immediately you will become puffed up. You will become proud. You will think I am very great. That's the outcome of forgetfulness. So he is telling here, in Vikalpeshu Kalpeshu, you will not fail in remembering me and remaining conscious always. If you follow these instructions and put your mind fixedly on these instructions. So you see how important it is. Not that we simply mug up some shloka, write some exam and say, I know Bhagavad Gita. You are supposed to actually remember this all the time and remain in consciousness of Krishna. This is a practical application of it. One thing is theory and gyan. The other thing is to practice it. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. You have to practice remembering Krishna, remembering yourself to be a servant of Krishna, remembering that this material world is the energy of Krishna and your placement here is temporary. You don't belong here. All these times remembering and acting according to that. And acting according to that. So only when a person associates with a devotee of the Lord, he can understand how to do that. How to do that. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared himself as a devotee and is teaching everybody how to render service to Krishna in full consciousness of him. Moment to moment, day to day. This way we will be free. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati taityan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. If you remain in Krishna consciousness and render service to me, you will be safe. You will be safe. So if you analyze every time how we are pushed into forgetfulness or we'll end up doing something that is Krishna unconscious, you will always remember and you will know that at that time you have disconnected yourself. That is why you are under the grips of Maya. So how to remain Krishna conscious is the main thing. Continuously, constantly, persistently, consistently remembering Krishna. So this is the instruction given to Brahma by Krishna after speaking to him the 4 Chatushloki Bhagavatam. See, it also shows that nothing is automatic. Because you have seen me, because you have seen Vaikuntha, because I have spoken to you, you are a very great person. Therefore, automatically you will be Krishna conscious. No. He is telling Brahma, if you remember me constantly through these 4 shlokas, you will not forget me. You will not become proud. So it is not that Brahma should think, I am the first living entity who has seen Krishna and he has spoken to me. I have no problem. I should not worry about anything. It will automatically be okay. Wrong. If you don't take cognizance of the instructions of Krishna, even Brahma will go kaput. And that happened in his life. That also happened in his life. So nothing is automatic. Automation is only in the material world. You can automate things. Bhakti is not automatic. Bhakti has to actually be expressed voluntarily by you. That exercise of the soul, that is needed. That is needed. By your own volition, to actually express to the Lord your love for Him and offer your seva to Him feelingly with emotion. That is called bhakti. That is called bhakti. And everybody can relate. So you'll see Brahma relating like that only to Krishna. When Brahma relates like that to Krishna, you will see that Krishna is very pleased with him. He's saying that here, I am pleased with your penance. So you are fit to do this seva. By doing this seva, you will become even more purified. So, devotional service to the Lord, like Krishna reveals in this chapter, Sarahasyam tadangam cha grahana gaditam maya. Jnana paramaguhyam me yagvijnana samanvitam. Sarahasyam tadangam cha grahana gaditam maya. Knowledge about me is paramaguhyam. It's very confidential. Yet vijnana samanvitam. Along with realization of it. Sarahasyam tadangam cha means it can be understood only by devotional service. It is mysterious. How bhakti comes in the heart of the devotee, how the devotee connects with Krishna is a mysterious occurrence. Completely dependent on the Lord. Completely dependent on the Lord. So there is a mystical aspect also to bhakti. It is not happening exactly, I have chanted my 16 rounds, I have done this, all these things, pakka no, give me bhakti. It may not come at all. Because it's personal. It is Krishna. You cannot demand bhakti. Mukti pradatat, what is it? Mukti smana bhakti yogam. That shloka, forget the beginning. Mukti Krishna will give as per process. But bhakti he will not give as per the same process. He will decide when to give. Mukti is perfection, gyan. by austerity, by penance, by renunciation, by knowledge, by discipline and everything, you can come to the perfection stage of Brahman, Mukti. That you can get by a lot by your effort also. It's not that Krishna's blessing is not there. Lot by your effort you can get. But after that, to get bhakti, you cannot similarly say, give me bhakti also. I have done my post-graduation the same way I did my graduation. You may not get bhakti like that. You may not get bhakti like that. That is the interesting aspect. That's why I said it's not automatic. It depends on Krishna. Of course, Krishna is very kind, very merciful, all that. That is why bhakti will spring in the heart of an animal. Keshavan in Guru Ayurappan temple will get bhakti. But all the great pandits around him are not getting bhakti after chanting so much of the Vedas, of the Bhagavatam, everything. They are not getting bhakti. But this dull animal is getting bhakti. Is getting bhakti. Right? All great Brahmins, Rishis, sages and all aspiring for the absolute truth, performing penances, this everything, they don't get bhakti. But some animal in the forest, Sampati, Jatayu is getting bhakti. In the same forest, so many Rishis and sages are there. They are serving Lord Ramachandra and everything. But Ramachandra is giving mercy to Jatayu, to Sampati. You should see how it works. And Guhan is getting bhakti. He's just a tribal chief. He's just an ordinary, very rustic person. He is getting devotion to Ramachandra by associating with Ramachandra. So amazing things happen in bhakti. It's mysterious. It's mysterious. People cannot understand. That is why Ramachandra is correcting Lakshmana. He understands why Bharata is coming to see me. But Lakshmana himself is thinking he has come to wage war and kill you so that he can permanently occupy the throne. Let him come, I'll finish him. And Ramachandra immediately corrects him and says that, no, he is not coming for that. If you are interested in the kingdom, I can give you the kingdom. Bharata can stay here. You can go to the kingdom. A very scathing remark he makes. Why? I know why Bharata is coming. Bharata has devotion for me. He cannot live without me. He is coming. He is unable to live there without me. He is coming to see me. He is coming to pull me back there. And I am not going to go. That also is decided. That also is decided. So it is amazing for everybody to see the behavior of Bharata and the reciprocation of Ramachandra to Bharata. And their special rasa going on. It's also amazing to see how he relates with Hanuman. At the same time, how he has a business friendship with Sugriva. He's got a friendship with Sugriva, but that friendship is like a business friendship. You help me, I'll help you. We're both friends. But he has got a different type of friendship with other devotees. So bhakti is mysterious. Bhakti is mysterious. It is Krishna's doing. But mostly Krishna is very easy to please with bhakti. Swalpam api yasya dharmasya. A little bit also you do, you become very pleased very easily. The Lord can be pleased easiest with bhakti. A little sincere offering to the Lord will please Him very easily. Mukti you can get easily, but bhakti Krishna will wait and give you slowly. Because most people who are very good at sadhana, who are very good at discipline, they have come to Brahman realization, will think, by my same hard work, I'll also get bhakti. So Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned, Namam sadhayati yogo. By sadhana, you will not get me. Yata bhaktir mamorjita. As much as by sincere devotional service to me, you will not achieve me. Now this does not mean that we should stop our sadhana and practice sincere devotion. We are in the stage of practicing sincere devotion through sadhana. Under the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, under the instructions of a great Acharya, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, we are practicing. We don't know how to actually get love of God. We are very, very poor in our understanding. But by the mercy of great devotees coming in the Brahma Sampradaya, like Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and following their instructions, because they are very, very exalted, experienced, very close to Krishna. And their instructions, sometimes we may think how to do this, why is this correct, why that cannot be done, all those things. But as we read and understand the Bhagavatam, we understand that these instructions are very special. And if we follow them, we will immediately become Paka. That's why Krishna is telling, follow my instruction. Do not speculate and try to do your own thing. It is so important, this one, to learn to follow instruction, to be a follower. It's a very difficult thing to do for conditioned souls in this world. They'll always come up with a better idea. Better than Krishna idea you'll have. Prabhupada told, don't become a greater Paramahamsa than your Guru. Sit down in the class and listen. He told this to one devotee who said, I don't understand the class. He said, don't become a greater Paramahamsa than your Guru. Sit down and listen. And he told that even if you don't understand the language, the Bhagavatam class will benefit you. It will purify you. Simply the vibration will purify you. He said so many amazing things. Simply sit down and hear. Because Prabhupada said that my Guru Maharaj appreciated that I am interested in hearing. And then Prabhupada remarked, most of the time what my Guru Maharaj is speaking, I could not understand, everything going above my head. But I like to hear him. If you combine these two things, what are you hearing? You're saying you're not understanding, but I like to hear him. He noticed that I like to hear him. And then during initiation he commented, yes, I will initiate Abhay. He likes to hear. He mentioned this. Abhay likes to hear. That is his good quality. Prabhupada later is saying, I actually did not know many things. I'm not understanding what he is speaking. But I would like to sit down and hear. He is speaking amazing things. I like to hear. He noted that this person will follow my instruction. This is a good quality, a very special quality in Prabhupada. That's like Krishna is telling Brahma, simply become fixed in my instruction. Becoming fixed in the instruction of Hari, Guru, Vaishnava is very important. We always have a better idea. Keep that better idea in cold storage for some time. Learn to listen. Learn to follow. This is the first thing you must know. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Follow is very important. That is the instruction given by Krishna to Brahma. He is being told, follow my instruction, getting fixed in that. We need blessing, we need mercy of Hari, Guru and Vaishnava to become fixed in following instructions. This is very, people take it very lightly. I know. And then you will end up doing something which you not told, which has not been told to you. You speculate and you do something. So easily people speculate. Simple things they speculate. Simple instructions. Not taking it seriously. I thought it's okay. No, you cannot do like that in spiritual life. You have to hear carefully, you have to understand, and you must execute according to that. It is difficult for most people to follow. This is my understanding. If you keep telling them also, shake their head nicely and then they go do the opposite. Why did you do? Oh, I thought, you're not paying attention. You're not actually paying attention. You don't understand what is being told. Right? Very rarely people ask question and say, what do you mean actually? Do you mean this? Do you mean that? And they ask questions and clear my understanding of what you said. Then I know, okay, is this what? Then they'll rephrase it and say, this is what you mean? I said, yes. Krishna will do that to Arjuna. Have you understood? Then Arjuna will rephrase and said that, I have understood. Karishye vachanam tava. Nashtamoha spatirlabdha tvat prasadat maya chuta stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. I understand. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. He will paraphrase everything that Krishna says in one nugget. This is what I understood. You are Para Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam. You understood? Everything he nicely caps it and says, this is what you are. I understand. So it's very important for us to inquire, ask question and endeavor to understand. Don't think you know. The constant feeling in your head is, yeah, that will adjust. I understand, you don't have to tell me. I know. Actually, you don't know. And your mind is disturbing you from even listening properly. This is how conditioned souls are. They think they know. Then they don't hear. And then later they say, what did you say? Because you did not hear properly. So hearing is very important. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur noting that he likes to hear. From all the disciples he has, he likes to hear. He's sitting here and very carefully hearing, trying to understand. He noticed that. And Prabhupada later spoke about it and said, my Guru Maharaj noticed that I like to hear. And he said, I heard carefully. That is why he is able to write these purports. He heard very carefully. Don't take it lightly. Brahma is heard very carefully. Because Krishna is speaking to you. You cannot take it lightly. When you read the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking for you, for me. Hear it carefully. And remember it. Note it down. And think what it means. In this way you should deliberate on the instructions of Krishna given in Bhagavad Gita. Don't simply think it's an ordinary textbook. I have to read it, mug it up, write the exam, get the certificate, and that's it. You know, make it academic. We have the tendency to make everything academic. I will read it and I will write an exam on it and I will... Prabhupada criticizes that mundane wranglers, speculators, and these type of people will never understand what is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So we should hear, we should actually follow, we should execute, we'll be free from pride, and we will have all the knowledge we need. We'll have all the knowledge we need. This is the instruction of Krishna to Brahma in this shloka. Om Tat Sat. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Any question or comment? Any question or comment?